What's up, everybody? FSC Trucking. Well, today we're going to do a little bit of work on Elaine. Got a workbench full of parts and a truck that desperately needs some brakes. That's what we're doing today. Stand by, we'll show you how to make Elaine actually start to stop like a truck should. At least the beginning portions of it. All right, let's get into it. Chris already did one, and I'm already mind blown. I got to show you this. This is insane. So now, wow, that's 2 in a row. So now, while I was away, third time's the charm on that one, trust me, there's a blooper reel involved. While I was away, Chris was working on the truck, stripped everything down off the frame, cleaned up the frame, painted the whole thing. But one of the things he did is took all the old brakes, brake chambers, slack adjusters, everything off the truck before he went ahead and painted it. Also, he had all the hubs off the truck. We went ahead, since we're not gonna have to take it off again, went ahead and took all the hubs off, replaced the wheel seals, checked the wheel bearings, found that there were no lock nut locking tabs on the truck when it showed up here, which it should have. It does now. So a while back I showed that, so that's in previous videos. However, now we're starting to try to put the truck together, a little bit here, a little bit there, start installing these pieces. You can see on the back axle here, Chris already installed the brake shoes on there. And that's where my mind was blown, because he did it backwards, and then he didn't have to like use a pair of pliers to stretch a spring or risk damaging his fingers trying to roll that little roller up in the brake shoe. Those that know, know. But I watched Chris do this off camera and I'm like, wait, what? There's a tool for that? It totally blew my mind. So I'll go ahead and show you how this whole process is done. Now these brake shoes we got for this truck, these are brand new, so there's no core charge on them. The old ones are pretty rough, so I don't think I'm gonna get any core money for them. Maybe a little, but some are pretty bad. So that pin he just hammered in holds a spring. And those are the rollers I was telling you about a minute or two ago.
Yeah, these are what contact the cam.
I've asked you the same question 1,000 times, and you ain't never answered me.
What question?
What's with you and those fucking boots?
Now, Chris has only done this job probably a few thousand times, if not hundreds of thousands of times in his life. First time on camera, though.
Yeah, I'll screw it up. Now, I watched him do this, and it seemed backwards to me, but I just shut up and let the master teach. Well, I can do it the other way. That's the way I always used to do it. As this S-cam rotates, that's what spreads the shoes apart to contact the drum. This is the part that blew my mind. That yellow tool. I literally looked at Chris and go, wait, there's a tool for that? It does make it nice. Oops, sometimes we go hammer. Because like when I take the ones off, I usually just cut them with the cutoff wheel. Just cut them springs and flop them right off. Yeah. I just take a big straight screwdriver wedge in there and pop them off. Yep. It's faster. We used to have to do everything fast.
That's it.
Yeah. Who knew? He did.
A bigger bench. For less parts. I'd much rather do these brakes than any drum brake on a car.
Oh God, yes.
Everything's so small and there's more springs.
At least that tool I had, or I actually still have.
What tool?
The spring tool for Fords.
Oh, yeah.
Often wondered why they can't sell those to you with those pins already in.
Yeah. I'll do this one. I'll do the next one the other way. The way I used to do it, if I remember how to do it.
Now Chris already heat and beat the pins out of here and the bushings that were in there too. So
Yeah, they've been in there for a long time.
it's nice to have an electric drill again.
Yeah, pretty cool. See how long it lasts. If you just get in the habit of changing these every brake job, they don't get stuck. The Transtar I had, it had Rockwell shoes, but they weren't quick change. So this, you had to drive it out just to get the shoe off. It was a circle.
Oh wow.
And they were stuck when I got it. Every time I drove it back from Elizabethtown, every time I hit the brakes you're dragging until they burn off again. But I switched them over to the quick change, which is what these are.
So now you hang them by the two end springs. And you kind of flop them over the pins you just put in.
Yep.
That's how I always remembered how to do
It's
it.
the way I learned, it's the way I always did do it. Well, it's the only screwdriver that's ever worked for me. But I just do that. Every other screwdriver just spits them out. Uh-oh. Jack stands in the way. Can you hold that bottom shoe and just get it on top of that handle?
we go.
It ain't gonna fall down.
No, it wouldn't go up without us.
Now, can you see in there?
Kind of hook the bottom of that spring on that pin.
Oh, no, I can't see.
Let me get a light.
Well,
There you go. Oh, looked like it had it.
I ain't gonna get it. Now I'm going the other way.
Yeah, F this.
That's the way I always used to do it.
You trying to say the tool spoiled you?
Yeah, it ruined me.
Spoiled you rotten.
Well, I'm still gonna have trouble with the jack stand. Maybe. In.
Yep.
This way is a lot easier.
Where do you get that tool?
I got it from a Mac man, but it's not a Mac tool.
Huh.
I bet you somebody like Northern Tool would,
I'll have to look into that. Let's see if I can find something online, post a link to it. Holy crap.
I think it's a Carlisle or something. It makes them. But they're only good on Rockwell shoes. They won't work on Eden.
Right.
You said Orwell has Rockwells on the back.
Same like this. Same shoes. Same shoes, same drums.
Yeah.
Which actually turns out to be really nice. Don't have to stock a lot for all the trucks are the same. Which totally unintentional.
You'll see it, but these are, you flip it this way for one,
Yeah.
it takes a minute to figure out which way.
Yep. Alright.
All right, boys and girls, I'm going to give her a shot. Can't let Chris have all the fun. Like I said, I wished I'd caught it on camera when I seen that, how he did it. And I was like, wait, there's a tool for that? And it blew my mind. Alrighty. Somehow Chris made that look epically easier. However, he's done it more than me. One other thing I noticed with this tool, there's a different angle to the grooves cut in there. So, looks like it goes one way. If you get it wrong, it'll be pretty obvious. There we are. Nice. All right, well, that's the easy part. Hard part's yet to come. We got to put the brake chambers back on, along with the slack adjusters. That'll be what we're going to finish with this one today. However, this kind of is the initial setup because really don't trust what came off this truck. One side was a long stroke, one side was a short stroke, and Chris talked me into putting spring brakes, maxis, on all four wheel ends, not just two. Originally, what was it, the front axle or the rear?
We have on the rear.
The maxis were on the rear?
Yeah.
All right. Originally, there were just maxis on the rear, just your regular single chamber pancake on the front. Orwell's backwards. The maxis are in the middle, in the forward axle, and the standard, the standard just single pancake brake chamber sit to the rear. So it gives you a little bit more parking, emergency stopping power. Just you have 4 spring brakes rather than 2. There's also another reason. If you happen to park it on a hill and not all the weight is on the one axle that's being used as a park brake, truck could roll off. I know somebody that happened to. So it did some pretty good damage. So we don't want that to happen here or ever. So we're putting 30-30 short strokes on all 4 wheel ends. According to Freightliner, this is what came with the truck, so that's what's going on. And then we went and got all new slack adjusters as well. But we have to do the initial setup. How long do you cut the push rod? Just because what came off the truck doesn't mean that was right. So we have to verify it, figure it out. Then we'll get back to you. We'll show you where we got to our conclusion and why. My little girl self usually threads.
I thought about it, but this was quicker.
All right, so what you just saw us doing was applying air, same as you do when you release your parking brakes. Sucks that push rod in, and there's a caging bolt in the back that holds the spring compressed without being pneumatically, without having air to it. Reason for that is when you buy these, the push rods come way longer than you need. Some trailers have a lot of geometry involved where there's a big gap in there. These trucks, they're right tight, so there's really no room. We have to cut the push rod. We figured out how to do it, and that's the point of this. I want to show you where we came to the proper measurement of this as far as where this goes. I did this with Orwell, but back then I wasn't filming, so I didn't show any of it. So this one will show you where we get the initial adjustment to set it per manufacturer specifications by Meritor. I didn't expect that to fall out. That way we know we got it done right, and good to go. All right. So open up our brand new slack adjuster. There it sits. clevis, and a pin kit. Way it works is kind of simple. I know for overwhelming majority of my audience, this is basic stuff that everybody knows, but not everybody. The clevis threads onto the push rod once it's cut. The clevis then hooks to your slack adjuster, and as it pushes out, it turns. The slack adjuster with this shaft turns your S-cam, and that spreads open your shoes. That's how the geometry works. The way this system operates is you see the clevis has a pin here and a pin here, and as that goes, it pulls this rod out. That's how it makes its adjustment. It self-adjusts based on that angle. This angle between this pin and this pin is crucial. They make a template so you know how to do that. We've already done this, and we'll show you, once we install this, we'll show you how we did it and show the template on there so you see how to check it. But since we already did the in and out, where to cut, we already figured it. That's a nasty mix of old grease and sand. Chris already took the pawl out of here. That way that piece will roll up and down nice and easy. The fun part, oh. You ain't got it. Not quite. I got it, I think.
Kind of went the wrong way.
Oh.
I mean, by putting the shoes on.
Yeah. There we are. That's good. All right, send it back in. We may have messed up a little bit when we put the shoes on first because we had to loosen up the springs because you have to slide the S-cam out a little to get the slack adjuster on the S-cam. But they're easy enough to do.
You got excited with new parts.
There you go, see? Well, we already showed them how easy it was to do, so see, it really wasn't a big problem at all. To me, this is the fun part of this kind of stuff is because Elaine was written off for dead.
consider the truck that's just junk and send it to the scrap pile, and that's that. It's really not dead. It never really was. It just needs a little bit of time and effort to make it a good truck again. That's the kind of stuff I enjoy doing, bringing them back. There we go. Excellent.
Come on around where your ports are.
Yeah. There we go.
Are you in the top hole or the bottom? I think you need to be in the top.
Oh, yeah, I'm in the bottom. Yeah, it's like two half holes. I thought they were both ovaled.
It's short and long.
Yeah.
See, that was something else. It had one short and one long, but the long was put in the top hole. So
Right.
it didn't stand a chance. But what they did with it probably served its purpose.
Yeah. Well. Naturally, I'll put the damn wrench out of reach.
Nope, I got it.
No. And of course, the cruel irony. So the way this works with this template is it's kind of simple. That angle I was telling you about, there's the slack adjuster, center of the pin there, center here, 5.5 length from the center of the slack of the S-cam to that pin, and that angle will change as it pushes out. See? Center pin, and there's your 5.5. centered right over your S-cam right here in the dead center of the shaft. So to get that angle right, this angle is what is important to have these adjust properly, to make sure that they self-adjust like they should. The way you do it is you have to just play with it, figure out, you know, if the stroke is too long, you'll see how that changes. See the angle change? After a while, it's just plug and play. All these brackets are different between trucks and trailers, different makes and models and so forth. That always changes. It's kind of a base idea of how you're looking at it, but that's where we figure it. On trucks, Orwell and this, it seems like you cut way a lot, you cut away so much push rod, it almost seems wrong. But in the end, that is the amount of push rod that you do have to cut. So now I showed you how you get that angle right. So I wanted you to see how we figured it out. So now, lock down that lock nut. Hold your clevis with your wrench and then lock down your lock nut. Plenty. Excellent. Excellent. I just need the pawl and the wrench.
Look up.
Sweet.
If you look at that pawl before you put it in, it's got one side that's flat. It locates itself.
Okay.
Just turn it. When you start turning it, it will find its center and go in.
There we go. No, I was trying to get that other wrench for that Zerk fitting.
I already turned it.
You leave it that way or want a little bit more?
That's fine. You can get.
You like that? All right.
Yeah.
You turn the Zerk fitting a little bit that way. They come in facing that way. You can't get the grease fitting on there. So that was good. Okay, so also, there's no brake drums on here, so we can't adjust the brakes. But you tighten them up, and then when you loosen them to get your adjustment, you pry this pawl out with a screwdriver. This piece we just put in right here. Pry that out with a screwdriver, loosen it, and that's how it holds its adjustment initially. This was easier to push away from you.